Peace and blessings, everyone. My name is Bakari Kamal, and today I'm here to talk to you about what is Clubhouse and how it has elevated my spiritual journey. Before I get into that, I want to let you all know what I'm doing with my page and my YouTube channel this year. So really what I'm going to be talking about is spiritual exploration and wellness. And the theme is going to be pretty much how can we break the barriers of traditional religion and encourage unity with one another via spirituality. So I think if you're interested in that, you'll find this page to be one for you, and you should try subscribing to my YouTube channel as well. With that being said, I do want to throw this out here as we go into the topic. I'm not in any way sponsored by Clubhouse. However, this is an app that I've really enjoyed using, and I think that it could be a good tool for you to use as well while you go on your spiritual journey, which is why I decided to make a video about it. So what is Clubhouse? Clubhouse is really a new social media app. Clubhouse defines it as a social networking app that allows people around the world to talk to each other in real time. And so what does that look like? So basically you have a news feed of sorts, and you can go into these things called rooms. And when you go into the room, there's two different sections of a room. You have a stage, and then you have an audience. And what you'll see is a lot of different people's profile pictures, and that'll pretty much be it. And then you'll hear people talking, right? And so one of the unique things about the app is there are no posting pictures, right? There are no affiliate links, there's no statuses, there's no comment sections, none of that stuff. It's really just hearing people's voice and being in a space where everyone is able to communicate audibly. And so the rooms can range many different topics. You have politics, you have spiritual beliefs, you have meet and hear if you're single, etc., and so on and so forth. And so that's pretty much a general idea of what Clubhouse is. And so in the rooms that you go into on a particular topic, you'll find that they have the top, which is the stage where people can talk, and you'll have the bottom, which is called the audience, where you can just sit and listen and you can't speak. And so if you want to go into a room and listen to what people are talking about without being forced or obligated to speak, or feel like you're forced or obligated to speak, you can just go into a room and you'll be a part of the audience. If you do eventually want to speak, you can raise your hand via the little raise hand feature, and it will allow you to go up to the stage if the moderator approves you to go up onto the stage, and then you'll have the ability to speak to the group. So that's pretty much what Clubhouse is in a nutshell. I'm sure you can find some more detailed tutorials about what Clubhouse is and how to use it, but that's a general gist. What I'm here to talk to you all about is how Clubhouse has benefited my personal spiritual journey. The first thing that I want to talk about is community. A lot of times when you're on a spiritual journey, you are in a place where you're alone. You are trying to spend time with you and God. You don't want too many people engaged in that process. And so you are in a space where you're spending a lot of your time finding your way in your spiritual journey alone. One of the things that Clubhouse has done is provided me with a sense of community, because yeah, there are places and times where you want to be alone in your spiritual journey, but there are also places and time where you don't want to feel isolated, and you want to have an idea that there are other people who think like you and believe in the things that you believe. And I think that I found that in the Clubhouse app. When you're on your spiritual journey, sometimes your family and your friends are used to whatever beliefs that you originally had and that you were originally accustomed to. And so it can be difficult to continue on your spiritual journey when you have no one else there of like mind. And I think that if you're on a spiritual journey, you may be able to find that in the Clubhouse app. One of the things that you'll find in the Clubhouse community is vulnerability and transparency. There are so many stories that are being shared on a day-to-day basis, people sharing their testimonies. I know I've personally given people money based on their testimony and some of the things that they were talking about. And I know other people have provided people with funding for some of their ideas, and they've donated to maybe an organization or a company because of the networking that took place. And so I think that in listening to the testimonies and the vulnerability that's there, you'll find this sense of community where people who may have never met each other are communicating and helping one another out. And also, you can find communities that are unbiased and communities that are open to people with many different beliefs. So me as a Muslim can go into a room and communicate with other Muslims, Christians, spiritualists, and we can all be having conversation that revolves around wellness and improving ourselves and learning without there being a sense of judgment, because we have different tools that we use to reach the higher power. Knowledge is a big aspect of the Clubhouse app. There are so many people that are there with a wealth of knowledge that you can tap into. Everyone on the app is typically there to talk and discuss, because that's really the only feature that you can do on this app. So if you're there, you know that there are people either there to listen or people there to talk and to give something. And so there are so many professionals in different areas. There are so many people who study different religions. There are so many people who have read the books that you're trying to read. I think overall, you'll find a wealth of knowledge on the app. And I rarely go on the app and go into a room without having something that I can take notes with, because there's just so much information and knowledge being shared that I may find at some point, but it's all there in a lot faster way, when you're just listening to other people speak. Another thing that Clubhouse has done for me is allowed me to acknowledge my own gifts. And, when I'm there communicating with other people and I'm listening to them talk and share, the conversation continues to progress, and I find myself communicating and offering advice and knowledge based on my skills, professionalism, experience. And so it has awakened, this more extroverted person, I guess. It's allowed me to kind of understand what I have to offer and not sell myself short, and kind of place value on my own experiences, beliefs, and my own spiritual journey. I was in a room with somebody who I knew one time, and they said, this is what ministry looks like. And, they were a Christian pastor or preacher, one of the two. And basically, what he was saying was, this is what ministry is supposed to look like. It's not necessarily being at the church on Sunday, right? But ministry looks like communicating, being vulnerable, helping other people out, teaching the word of God, and changing and impacting people's lives. And I think that I found the ability to do that and to be in ministry on this app, but also receive from other people. This concept of people pouring into you is big on this app. If you're a person like me, you're always giving and trying to help people and give advice and spread information and knowledge and love. And sometimes your cup can get empty. So when you're on this app, and if you're in a particular community on this app, I found that people are pouring back into me. That gives me the encouragement, that gives me the inspiration to go out and continue to do what I need to do to give to other people. I will give a disclaimer, right? Just like with anything, you have to use your best judgment. So you're gonna go into rooms that may have nothing to do with spirituality. You're gonna go into rooms that may be about spirituality, but maybe not on the same page that you're on in your journey. So you just want to be careful and use your good judgment. Somebody said in one of the rooms, you have to walk into the rooms where the light's on, right? So if you go into a room where they're discussing the newest celebrity drama, or they're discussing, they're having a moaning contest, which I've heard took place on this app at one point, you're not going to get anything out of it. Or maybe you will, but that's not what I'm trying to get out of it. So you just have to use your best judgment. Use your discernment to determine if this energy and this space is the energy and space that you want to be in. Because like with any good, there comes bad. Also, with all of the knowledge that's being shared, obviously be sure to go out and do your own research. People are always going to spread knowledge and information from their own personal experiences and opinions as well. And so you want to make sure that you're not taking everything at face value and that you're going to do the research for yourself so that you're not being misled and misinformed. And at the end of the day, just use your intuition to determine whether or not this room is a place that you want to be in. Overall, I think the app takes the media out of social media, and you're not forced to see and hear particular things like with other apps. You have to choose to go into a space before you can listen and hear what people have to say. And I think that that's a big benefit from this app, is that you have the opportunity to select what you want to be subjected to, compared to a lot of other apps where things are just kind of fed to you in a way. I would say if you're on a spiritual journey, I would consider using Clubhouse and using it as a tool to kind of advance your spiritual journey and allow you to fellowship and find other like-minded people, and also gain a wealth of knowledge from people around the world. One of the quotes my mother always used to say is, chew up the meat and spit out the bones. So what that's basically saying is, if you're in a room that even is about spirituality and something doesn't rub you the right way, you can chew up the meat and take the things that you resonate with and use those and take notes on those and eternalize those. And you can spit out the bones and disregard all the stuff that doesn't apply to you, or that you don't necessarily agree with, or doesn't make sense to you for your particular time in your spiritual journey. So I just offer that for some perspective and some food for thought. At the end of the day, I really believe God is speaking to me through the experiences and the people that I'm meeting on this app. There's so many things that I've heard that have resonated with me, that have pushed me, challenged me, inspired me, affirmed, and overall just added value to my spiritual journey and elevated me to a new place. And it sounds strange for a social media app, but that's my experience. I'm hoping that if you do choose to use this app as a tool for you to continue to walk in your spiritual journey, that you have something similar. To be honest, I probably wouldn't be making this YouTube video right now had I not met some of the people I've met and had some of the experiences I've had on the Clubhouse app. So just take that for what it's worth. If you're interested in continuing to hear about my spiritual journey, continuing to hear recommendations on religion and spirituality and wellness, I would highly recommend you subscribe to my channel. If you had anything that you learned or enjoyed from this video, make sure you like and leave a comment and maybe share with a friend. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I thank you all for your time, and yeah, peace and blessings until next time.